What's up, everybody? It's your boy Maine here. So we had FOMC today, and the rates got cut. Finally, there has been a rate cut. It's 25 basis points. Now, everyone was expecting this cut, so it's not like this is a surprise cut. You could argue that, the up move we've seen on Bitcoin, for the month of September so far is in anticipation of this price cut. Or this rate cut, excuse me. So it's like not like out of the blue per se, right? That being said, we did get the rate cut now, and Powell opened the door to potentially more rate cuts this year. There could be another one, there could be two, but for now, we've finally got a rate cut, and this is what the chart looks like. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, what's next, right? We've gotten the rate cut. It's kind of the final bullish catalyst that I can think of for the market, or the most recent one at least, and we're not instantly pumping. I almost think that having this rate cut out of the way is a good thing, because now we can just focus on the charts. We don't have this looming event that might have been viewed as bearish or bullish. It's already happened now. The market's going to digest it. So we got the rate cut, and we had a bit of a kind of, whipsaw here on the S&P. Went up and then down, and now it's kind of back up. Crypto, really not much going on here. Gold, I believe, is, still charging higher. It took out its high, but, still pushing like on the high time frame. Very strong, breaking out of its consolidation. I think my plan from last week's video, or last video, which was on Monday, is actually still a pretty good plan, which is I think we're still going to draw a little higher, right? So we're kind of teasing up here. We're teasing up. I do think that there's a good chance that this little range here, even if we come down here first, but I do think that there's a very good chance that this low range resolves up into here. And I think that's what's going to sucker more people into the market, is this push above the mid-range, push up towards the range high. Oh my God, we're back into the 120s. But if we do that, just looking at this price action here relative to this price leg, this is corrective, in my opinion. I think this is a corrective price leg. So because we have the H12 breaker here, and remember, this is a weekly SFP, so this is like a weekly H12 setup, I think a move up here would draw a lot of people in, and I do think it would offer a good short. And then the question is where does that short go to, and where do we long? I don't want to be viewed as a gay bear here, okay? I'm neither gay nor bear. I am married, right? Factual. But I do believe that a move up here is the next likely scenario, and I don't have a trade idea to get there. I just don't have one right now. I think the next trade that I'm focused on is some sort of weakness in here, taking that short, clearing out some of this leverage, right? We've got a little bit of leverage built up in the system, whether people want to believe it or not. Hype made another all-time high today. Pump is tripled in the last 2 weeks. Like, there's some leverage in the system. Sol is up to, back towards 250. ETH is pushed up. Like, I would not be surprised at all if we get one more stab up here and then a wash. And that, I think, is going to be the dip that you buy for the next parabolic ascent towards new all-time highs. So I usually try to not give you guys multiple moves in advance. I always talk about one trade at a time, right? Be zeroed in on what is the next most likely direction for price. Well, I think it's up. Maybe there's a low time frame pullback, but ultimately I do think that we trade up towards 120, 121, and we take out these highs here and we tag this gray box. Then what I'm looking for is signs of rejection. We might not get it. If we come up here and we're just grinding up and we keep pushing, I'll look for breakout longs above all-time high. And I have no problem taking that trade, right? I have no problem waiting for price to tell me that it wants to go higher, right? By breaking out of all-time high and then showing strength, right? This is a breakout long. Once this thing broke out aggressively, like, you're on the low time frame, you're looking for longs, okay? So I have no problem doing that if that's the case, because the bears, as I mentioned in the last video, they have a very clear invalidation here, which is that weekly sweep at all-time high. So I think something like this or something like this is the general framework in which I am going to use to navigate the next couple weeks of price action. We're heading into Q4 here. I think there's a good chance that the market tops in Q4 or in Q1 of 2026. And with that being said, that means I want to get long exposure, more long exposure, because I do think Q4 could open up the door for, like, if we get something like this. Here, let me zoom out actually. Like, if we get this, right? Because even if we pull back to here or deeper, right, we're still within this weekly order block here. And this is still bullish weekly structure, right? This to me, and this being the ideal long, whether we go this low or we just get the shallower retest around 110, 111 that I pointed out there, this parabolic leg, I think, would be the last leg of the bull run. So I want to get long Bitcoin and altcoins down here. And then this consolidation here that ends up being the distribution, which ends up being the top of the bull market, I think we could see ETH go crazy, Sol go crazy, like new, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 ETH, $300, $400, $500 Solana, some crazy, 50, 60, 70 cents on Doge, like some crazy moves on altcoins. This is your alt season here. And I've been talking about this for months now, right? I've been talking about this for a couple of months, basically ever since we made this recent high. I said there's two options. We're either distributing here, and what we're seeing is alt season, right? And it's going to continue, and then Bitcoin's going to die. Or we get one more leg up on Bitcoin, and then we get alt season, which is Bitcoin topping out. And I'm in the camp that I think this is what's going to happen. So this next dip, I want to buy. I want one more parabolic leg on Bitcoin, and then I want everything to reprice with Bitcoin, and then I want that final distribution on Bitcoin to be the penultimate chapter of the bull run, which is the finale being alt season, right? The final chapter being alt season. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. This kind of framework here, I'm going to use this to base my decision making. So to simplify this grossly is any sort of dip on BTC, I want to be looking for a long. Okay. Yes, I'll take the short here, but my primary goal is to get into this long, because to me, this short is a pullback in an uptrend. It's counter trend. I still think the high time frame trend is up, because I think Bitcoin has one more leg at least. And then everything reprices higher, right, with Bitcoin. And then BTC distributes, and then alt season. That's kind of the framework. And what does that look like? What does that look like in terms of price action? I think it looks something like this. Right? This is our dip to buy. This is our one more leg. This is alts repricing as well here. This is the distribution. And while distribution is going on, that's alt season, and get the fuck out and come back after 2026. So that is the framework. That is the game plan. What does it look like with my levels back on? I think we get one more push up here. And then I do think this looks corrective, this price leg here. So we get a pullback, and I'm looking for that pullback to either be like this, and it's a higher low to this, or I'm looking for this pullback to be a bit deeper and actually take out this low and this low. And then we want to buy. Either way, I'm looking to buy down here for the next leg up, Q4 mania and craziness. And that's my focus, okay? I'm going to be focused on doing that, buying Bitcoin, buying Sol, buying ETH. There will be other opportunities with other coins. There will be leverage trading opportunities, but this is kind of my general framework that I'm working with. It's not that this is the top of the bull run. It's that this is a pullback, and then we get that one more leg. Where is this idea wrong? I think if we spend any significant time back below this high, it's really bad. So even if we get the deeper pullback here, I want it to be a V bottom, and I want us to get back above the 2024 all-time high very quickly. Any sustained price action below here makes me think that we run all the way down to here. Now, it does not mean we could, in theory, go below here and then still go up. But if we're holding below here for a significant period of time, I'm probably going to reassess my thoughts, and I might be wrong. Remember, we only care about catching the meat of the move. And if this is the top, right, and I end up saying, oh, yeah, you know what, the top's in and I'm out, okay. Like, we caught from here to here. We missed this bit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's kind of the game plan for now. If we get a deep pullback, I want it to be like this, where we get that very deep pullback, but it's like V bottom right back above. So if we really go deep, I want it to get back above this level quickly, similar to how this happened, right? You have that key level there. It's below, but it's back above relatively quickly, right? All right, guys. So that's all I got. Focus on Bitcoin. That's the framework that I'm going to be operating on over the next coming weeks. And yeah, let's just kind of finish this thing off strong. Let's keep fucking cooking. And hopefully see you all in Valhalla. All right. As usual, guys, if you want to support me, all my bullshit is in the description of the video. You want to check out Breakout. You want to check out the Haven. Ref links, that's all in the description of this video. I did mention in Telegram that IMG, it's the indicator that was coded kind of based on my system. It's running a discount right now. So if you want an indicator that will draw out your ranges, your order blocks for you, this is a very good option. It does ranges, it does order blocks, fair value gaps, SFPs, and it superimposes my system basically onto the chart for you, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I don't use this in replacement of my system. It's like Confluence. So if you're already using my system, this can help you filter through things relatively quickly. Sorry, that's the free version here. This is the premium version, but you can see here, like, it will actually show you like this. This is a long entry based on the H12, H1. So it shows you that this is a 12-hour order block, this green box. There's your SFP. This green box is your breaker. This is showing you entering on the breaker. Your stop goes below the low, and it tells you long right here, stop here. And then this is the TP. I just have it manually set at 2R. But it's completely customizable. You can change the time frames. You can change all these different parameters. It's very, very cool. It even has a back testing thing. So every single H12, H1 setup since, what is this? Where's the start date here? The start date of 2023. So 2023, Jan 1 to now, if you took every single H12, H1 setup mechanically with no discretion, every single one, there would have been 93 trades. 50 of them worked to pay 2R. It's a 54% win rate. You would have returned 55% on your account. So it does the back testing for you. So you can fool around and edit this and say, okay, well, I want to aim for 3R. What would that look like? Or maybe I move my stop to break even. Or maybe I use a raid candle instead of breaker. So if you're a price action trader, ICT, Smart Money Concepts, this is a really cool tool that you can check out and use, and it's on sale right now. I told the dev I would help him out by letting you guys know. So if any of you guys are interested in checking this out, links are in the description. If you use code IMG10, it's 10% off. And if you use code IMG20 for life, spelt out, it's 20% off on an annual plan. I do not own this indicator. I helped the guy code it, so that's just a fucking disclaimer. Anyways, love you guys as always. Peace out. Talk to you soon.